is Autumn and I am a mother to a beautiful 7-month-old little baby girl, and I've been using EC, also known as Elimination Communication, and cloth diapering pretty much since the day she was born. If you're interested in learning how I, as a first-time mom, am navigating this, then please continue watching. So for anyone not familiar with either method, EC, or Elimination Communication, is a form of potty training but for babies. It's essentially teaching your baby to use the toilet. You give them opportunities to use the washroom based on their cues, habits, timing, stuff like that. If you are going full-time, it takes practice to learn, and it's always changing, especially as they get older. With cloth diapering, it's just a diaper that gets reused after being washed instead of thrown away. This method can be pretty expensive up front, but as time goes on, it actually saves you more money in the long run, especially if you use it with more than one kid. Before our daughter was born, my partner and I actually decided to go with cloth diapering, and then we ended up finding out about EC after the fact and decided to go both at the same time. With cloth diapering, I didn't want to just spend money and have something that just gets thrown away. We wanted to save as much money as possible. And I was particularly drawn to using both methods because I wanted the ease of being able to go out in public without having to bring her to a toilet, so I would use cloth diapers instead. But at home we could still practice the EC as well. Some huge benefits that actually drew us to using both methods were the environmental impact of not having to throw out one-use diapers, the amount of money you would save in the long run as time went on, and for ease of not having to potty train her later on around the 2-year mark. We are also in a situation where we can put time and energy into these methods, and that is something I am very thankful for. For a bit of a background with cloth diapering, I don't actually remember where I initially started finding out about this, but I did do a lot of research, and one person that I watched in particular on YouTube who really helped me was Delilah. I will link her video below. She just talks about anything and everything that you need to know when it comes to cloth diapering. So I learned about cloth diapering first, and then I found out about EC later on, probably later into my pregnancy, and it was actually by chance. I came across a video by a wonderful woman by the name of Montana Lauer, and she has a video up showing how she was using this method to essentially potty train her baby, and her partner are absolutely amazing to watch. But yeah, so that video was one that got me into it right away. As soon as I saw it, I was like, man, why isn't everybody doing this? This just makes so much sense. And at that time, my partner and I knew we weren't going to be working after she was born, so it was a method that we could put time and energy into. I will share her video below, and I also ended up doing a lot more digging after the fact as well, just to kind of learn more of the ins and outs of how to actually approach it. As I mentioned before, I am a first-time mom, and there is absolutely no one around me who is doing these methods either, so no elimination communication or cloth diapering either. So I was pretty much going in this alone and learning everything on my own, though of course alongside my partner as well. Cloth diapers were the first thing that she started using. It was actually from day one. The day she was born, she was in a cloth diaper. I only have one brand of cloth diapers, and my French is terrible, but it is by La Petite Ours. It's like a little bear. They are a Canadian company that I highly recommend. Not only are their diapers really good quality, but they are actually the cheapest that I've found in Canada as well. I think they are only around $15 per diaper, where most will go to $25, $35 for just one diaper. And another bonus, they go on sale quite often, and the more you buy in bundles, the cheaper they are as well. Right now I am washing her diapers every other day, and I use a Tide and Oxy detergent. In total, I have 26. Initially, I was using a cloth folding method with little snappies that you would put on the front. I found the material that I was using wasn't actually the best for it. I didn't get the proper cloth that I needed. So eventually I just ended up buying more cloth diapers. I really did like the flat diaper method, but I just obviously didn't do enough research or get the proper materials ahead of time. So if and when I ever do decide to have another baby, that will probably be a method that I use at the beginning. Right now I strip my diapers probably about once a month, give or take. It really depends on how I'm feeling, if I'm up to it, or if they need that wash that soon. Eventually it does get done though. Since she is breastfed, they just go directly into the washing machine, all the poop and pee ones, and so they will just go in for one wash, and then I usually hang them out to dry. I know their website for the diaper company says to put them in the dryer, and I do every once in a while, but not every single time. I have a mix of pocket diapers and all-in-ones, and initially I wanted all-in-ones. I thought they would just be the most amazing thing, but I ended up actually really loving the pocket diapers more. They can be used as swim diapers. I find that they absorb a lot more, and they're also much easier to clean and dry. The diaper company that I'm using actually used a different kind of all-in-ones for their newborn ones, and then they ended up switching out. So I will show you on screen what it looked like before and what it looked like after. And the after ones are by far so much better, and I'm so happy that they ended up switching. It made it a lot easier as time went on. Initially the diapers, they didn't really hold well. They just soaked through a lot and it just wasn't the best. But now with the new ones, they are absolutely game changer. All of my diapers have snaps. They come in snaps or Velcro, and I prefer these snap ones. There are a few things that aren't great about them, and it's mainly the sizing. With the snaps, you only have specific points in which you can close the diaper at, whereas with Velcro, you can make them as tight or as loose as you want. I use bamboo inserts for each of them, and some of them actually come with a charcoal liner as well. I really love the bamboo liners. I haven't used anything else to really compare them to, but they absorb really well. With cloth diapering, there are some issues that can come into play, which is smelly diapers, leaks, and rashes. For me, leaks have never actually been an issue. A lot of what I did was let her air out, and she was in the sun a lot as well, with obviously a diaper off. I found it was an easy way to prevent rashes, but also not have to invest in any creams or anything like that. Cloth diapers don't take well to all types of creams, and even though there are rash creams that work well with the cloth diapers, I just didn't feel like going down that route. Now, I have dealt with smelly diapers, and it's initially, I think, because we didn't have a proper washing routine. In the beginning, my partner and I were hand washing the diapers for pretty much every single time, and we only started doing proper washing machine after the fact, after also stripping them. I really like the hand washing because it saved us money, and we didn't mind doing it at all. We are actually the type of people who like to do chores, so it was, not an issue for us at all. But it got to a point where they weren't being washed as thoroughly as I would have liked them to, so we ended up just opting for using a washing machine. It's more expensive, but so it doesn't have her smelling, but it also saves the diaper's integrity as well. The only leaks I ever dealt with was when the diapers were a little bit too small for her. She was born at 6 pounds, and so her legs didn't really quite fill out the holes, plus it was the old version of their diapers, so it didn't work that well. But once they changed and she was able to fill out the diapers more, it was a lot better. I think this is where Velcro could probably play a better part in cloth diapering. For the actual use, I just snap at whatever size fits best for her, as long as I can fit 2 fingers inside around the rim and the legs, then I know it's probably not going to be too tight for her. Now on to EC. So like I mentioned before, Elimination Communication is a form of potty training that you can use from birth, though you don't actually have to use it from birth if you don't want to. You can kind of start whenever works best for you. With my baby, I tried using it at the beginning and then again at 1 month, but she just didn't seem to like it. So I just waited until I felt like it was a better time, and I started using it pretty much every single day since 4 months old, and she's now 7 months, so it's been about 3 months now. I find it amazing to see how easy it was to actually use this method with my daughter. She seemed to respond very well to it. I don't know if this is just all babies or not, because I've only had one kid to try it out with, but everyone that I've seen in videos and stuff seemed to be like pretty receptive as well. When there's times that she doesn't actually have to go, I won't force her. I will just let her do her thing. She's at a point now where she only does number 2 like 95% of the time without going in her diaper. So she'll use the toilet for that pretty much every single time. And in the morning when she wakes up, sometimes I will even find her diaper completely dry, so not even pee either. And sometimes what I'll do is breastfeed her first and then put her on the toilet, and she will wait for that whole time to go to the washroom instead of going in her diaper as well. So I think it's, yeah, just really cool to see that a baby can be so receptive to that kind of learning. Right now I'm doing part-time, so that means I'm not actively practicing from morning till night with her. I'm pretty much doing it only in my spare time or when I'm actually able to pay attention. Like if I'm working from home, it's hard to do both at the same time. A lot of the times what I'll do is give her opportunities like before and after she wakes up from naps or her nighttime sleep. If enough time passes where I feel like she needs to go again, then I will take her to the toilet as well. Most of the time I'm using 2 different methods. One is some cues, and 2 is just between transitions. So that just means like anytime she's waking up or falling asleep, or we're going in the car, or we're coming back in from somewhere, then I will put her on right away. And then the cues, like for one, like if she's like farting, let's say, I will put her on the toilet because I know she needs to go number 2. I hardly use it for PQs simply because I just haven't learned it. I just use time and gut feeling for that. And I do take her when we're at family and friends' house, so she does get practice there as well. All I do is just take her to the toilet, take her diaper off, and hold her there until she goes. And if after a while she doesn't, then we just put her diaper back on and we try again after the fact. Yeah, sometimes it'll be only a minute long, sometimes it'll be 5 minutes. It really depends. As time goes, you just kind of learn if she's been on long enough, or like your own little one's been on long enough or not. Now that she can sit up on her own, I don't have to hold her. I can just put her on there and I can just watch, make sure she doesn't fall over or anything like that. But at the beginning I did hold her. To wipe, I just use bamboo cloths, and I use this both for cloth diapering and for EC, and I have since the beginning as well. So she's never used toilet paper or baby wipes. All I do is just wet them and use them as normal. So in the end, I don't force her to go if she doesn't actually want to go. Like I said in the beginning, she wasn't comfortable with it, so I just waited. And when she was at an age where I felt she would be okay, then I just started doing that. If she didn't want to be there at all, I just wouldn't do it at all and would let her potty train the way that she wanted to and felt more comfortable with. It takes time and patience to do EC and cloth diapering, which is not for everyone. And being home allows me to practice this with her, which I'm really grateful for. My journey looked different initially, but now I'm in such a rhythm that it doesn't even feel different from regular daily activities. It's actually just become the norm, so I don't see it as hard to do or manage anymore. I also know that this will change over time as she gets older and learns to do more for herself, so maybe I'll do an update video on that as well. If you think I left anything out, or if you have any questions, please leave a comment below and I would love to get back to you. I will leave you with a parting question. Have you ever thought of using EC or cloth diapering? Let me know in the comments as well. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one.